Welcome back to my channel Education Hub. Point 48.
It is about actions that will happen later.
Exactly. The future tense is used to describe actions that will happen later or are expected to happen in the future. Can someone provide an example of a future tense sentence?
I will visit my grandparents next weekend.
Excellent. Will visit indicates an action that will happen in the future. Now, let's explore how we form future tense sentences. Who can explain verb conjugation in the future tense?
Is it about adding will before the base form of the verb?
That is correct. In the future tense, we use will before the base form of the verb to indicate actions that will happen. Can someone give me another example?
She will study for her exam tomorrow.
Perfect. Will study indicates an action that will happen in the future. Now, let's practice forming future tense sentences together. I will give you a subject, and you provide a future tense verb to complete the sentence. Let's start with I.
I will go to the beach next Sunday. Great! How about they? They will visit the museum next month.
Well done. Now let's move on to negative sentences in the future tense. How do we form negative sentences?
We add will not or won't before the base form of the verb.
Exactly. We use will not or won't before the base form of the verb to form negative sentences in the future tense. Can someone give me an example?
I will not eat dessert tonight.
Excellent. Will not eat indicates a future action that will not happen. Now, let's try forming negative sentences together. I will give you a subject, and you provide a negative future tense verb to complete the sentence. Let's start with you.
You will not forget your keys tomorrow.
Very good. How about she?
She will not buy a new car next year.
Excellent job. Now let's move on to questions in the future tense. How do we form questions?
We invert the subject and will.
That is correct. We invert the subject and will to form questions in the future tense. Can someone give me an example?
Will you attend the party next weekend?
Perfect. Will attend indicates a future action being questioned. Now let's practice forming questions together. I will give you a subject, and you provide a future tense verb to complete the question. Let's start with we.
Will we visit the zoo next Saturday?
Excellent. How about he?
Will he travel to Europe next summer?
Very good. Now that we have covered forming affirmative, negative, and question sentences in the future tense, let's move on to using future time expressions. Can anyone provide examples of future time expressions?
Like tomorrow, next week, or next year?
Exactly. Future time expressions help us specify when an action will happen. Can someone give me a sentence using a future time expression?
I will finish my homework tomorrow.
Great. Tomorrow specifies when the action will happen. Now, let's practice using future time expressions in sentences. I will give you a sentence starter, and you provide the future time expression to complete the sentence. Let's start with they will go to the beach.
Next weekend.
Perfect. How about she will travel to Paris?
Next month.
Very good. Now let's wrap up our lesson with a quick review. Can anyone summarize what we have learned today about the future tense?
The future tense is used to describe actions that will happen later or are expected to happen in the future. We form future tense sentences by using will before the base form of the verb. We can make negative sentences by adding will not or won't, and we form questions by inverting the subject. And will, future time expressions help specify when an action will happen.
Thanks for watching Education Hub Point 48. Subscribe for more videos.